All right, well, I think we are wrapping up here. We need to get on the road because it's time to go shoot another episode of Around the Valley.
Yes, and Dave, This time we are going to Lewisburg and we're going to be at a fire station.
We are going to the William Cameron Engine Company in Lewisburg. And Stephanie, not only are we going to get to see how a fire hall operates, but they have a museum and we get to try on some of the gear.
Oh, I wonder if we'll get to be on the trucks too.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. You think they'd let us?
Well, they don't know us, so they might.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, well, let's go.
Let's go. We'll see you there, William Cameron Engine Company in Lewisburg. WGRC's Around the Valley with Dave and Stephanie is sponsored by Zook Septic Services, serving central Pennsylvania. Contact them for inspections, repairs, and system maintenance needs at 570-837-1466 or at zookseptic.com. Hey, we have arrived at our destination for this episode of Around the Valley with Dave and Stephanie, the William Cameron Engine Company in Lewisburg. And Stephanie, I remember growing up as a kid, I had a little red plastic fireman's hat, and I remember I still had a styrofoam swim bubble from when I was learning how to swim, a little floaty.
Oh, okay.
And I would put that on my back as my oxygen tank, and I'd go around and fight fires all day, so I'm excited to be here today. I think we have Captain Early waiting on us.
Yeah.
Let's go see if we can find the captain.
Well, hey there, Captain. I'm Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. How you doing?
And I'm Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Well, Captain Early, we are excited to be here today at the
we're excited
William
to have you.
Cameron Engine Company, and I know we're going to have a lot of fun. You got a museum here. We're going to find out a little bit about that, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been here, and what's it like being part of the fire company?
Well, I've been here, I was here as a volunteer a long time ago. Came back to work here about 13 years ago. It's my second career. It's a great time. We have a total of 20 folks who are operational based that are on rotating shifts, 4 different shifts. So it's kind of small families that come in here, spend 24 hours, live here, buy food and cook, together. We do everything throughout the day.
If you could say on a yearly average, calls does the fire company have to go out? Because it's not just fires. There's a lot of different calls.
No, we have a lot of EMS calls. We do a lot of different rescue calls. Typically around 4,000 calls a year.
Wow.
I have to ask, do you get to rescue any kitty cats?
The cat decided to run down the rail of the ladder right past the guy who was supposed to be making the rescue and darted off, not to be seen again for some time.
Oh no!
But it was successful. It just was no hands-on involved.
See, I tell you, you can't trust the cat.
Oh,
I tell you that
come
all
on.
the time. Mr. Flynn would not do well.
Mr. Flynn is my cat.
Oh, okay.
Well, I love history. I know William Cameron. He's from the area in the 1800s at least. Looking forward to hearing more about him. Why don't we go check out some of the equipment over in the museum?
I think that's a great idea.
Let's go.
Okay.
This is from 1914. Shows some of the equipment that they had back then. There's a lot of history here. This is from, you might recognize the building here, the Dreisbach building actually during the fire. But you can see it's a more modern look, and that's prior to that becoming the Bucknell Bookstore.
Oh, I was going to say that's what that looks like.
That building was on fire and collapsed onto 4th Street, killing 2 firefighters.
Oh, man.
This was made by Pat Lyon Company, which is out of Philadelphia, long since defunct, but probably one of the most prolific manufacturers of hand pump apparatus. And this is what they had prior to William Cameron's involvement at all in providing for the community. Matter of fact, probably before he was even here, because the Camerons were not native to Lewisburg. This is a really unique piece of equipment. There are various styles hand pumpers back into the late 1700s and early 1800s when this was, the modern style of apparatus. You do a bucket brigade to dump water into it, and then with as many as 12 people pumping at one time on both ends here, these handles would be folded down and clamped into here to give you enough space for 4 people on each side, on each end of the apparatus. Plus these steps, which would be folded into travel, would be folded out, and you get 2 people up on top. Wow. So we'd have 6 people on either end pumping. Well, it's a pretty laborious task, and you're going to wear them out pretty quickly. So you better have plenty more people showing up to take their place. This was being demonstrated by the Silsby Company, which was another large manufacturer of fire equipment. They were located in Seneca Falls, New York. This particular unit was being demonstrated here in town, and as the story goes, William Cameron, who had a number of businesses, including his own bank, in what is today the Lewisburg Hotel, saw this thing being demonstrated and said, if you can shoot a stream of water as high as, and I can't remember which church spire, but down at 3rd and St. Louis, said, if you can get a water stream as high as the church spire, I'll buy it. And they were able to do that.
Now, I have a question, going back to the original piece that we were looking at over here. Is this the sort of thing you'd see in a lot of those cartoons where one person is just kind of holding on and their legs are going like this?
Quite likely.
Okay.
Quite likely.
I can picture how this needs to work then.
Quite likely.
I would be that person where my legs is going like this.
We have a memorial to the 2 gentlemen that were killed down here at the Dreisbach fire, and some photos from back then, very nicely done.
I know it's very important. Firefighters, as you mentioned earlier, they spend 24 hours here. They might be in the middle of eating, they might be in the middle of napping, and all of a sudden the alarm goes off and they have to hurry up and grab their gear and get on the truck. Why don't you show us what that gear looks like, and I think we're going to see how quick we can put it on.
Oh,
is that right?
Yeah, we're going to try.
You're ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh gosh!
All right.
Oh,
Got to wiggle in.
wait. What? I don't know what's happening here. I got a carabiner to go somewhere. Alright, I'm just gonna do that. No! I think I'm gonna lose my pants. I'll see I got them.
Go for our fire
Cool.
certification.
Jeez. Where'd it go? How'd you get it zipped up? I can't even find my hands. Yep. Nailed it. I'm gonna lose my pants.
Well, Captain Erdley, it's been a privilege to have you showing us around here at the William Cameron Engine Company. Thank you so much for your time and for explaining and showing us a little bit more about what firefighters do. It's not just about putting out fires, but as you pointed out, caring for the community.
Yeah, and I think it's critical that we get the message out and people get a chance to, we can't barge into people's homes and say, hey, how you doing? And let me talk to you about the fire service. But I think it's great when someone either wants to come here, get a group together, a civic group or whatever, or just the opportunity to talk to you folks and put some information out there so folks understand a little bit more about us.
Well, as you heard Captain Erdley say, you guys are welcome to come here. Check out the museum. We only touched on a little bit of it, and we were so excited to be here. So you can look up information. We're here in the heart of Lewisburg.
And it's just great to know that while you go about your day-to-day activities, and hopefully everything's going to be normal for you, but you just never know when you might need the services of a firefighter, and it's great to know that we have companies such as this in our local communities. Let's be sure to support them as we can.
All right, well, Dave and I are so excited to be wrapping another edition of Around the Valley. Make sure that you guys check out this information, and if you have something interesting that you want for us to maybe get a background look into, check it out at our website, wgrc.com, and let us know for that Around the Valley.
We'll see you next time somewhere around the valley.